Hello and welcome to our program Green Crackers, Green Diwali. Well, Diwali is round the corner, but for some, it's the worry of surviving polluted air after days of celebration with firecrackers. Well, do we have a solution? Recently, Minister for Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Dr. Harshvardhan, launched a new set of crackers which promises to have much less pollution than the conventional crackers. And manufacturers have now entered into an understanding to manufacture these green crackers. We'll talk in detail about the entire gamut of issues connected with green crackers, and for that we have two experts in our studios. We have Dr. Sadhana Rayulu. She's a chief scientist at the CSIR lab, that's the National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, Nagpur. And we also have with us Mr. Abhijit Pathak. He's scientist with the Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB. Dr. Sadhana and Mr. Pathak, a warm welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Sadhana, let's begin with the lady. This is a new terminology, new phrase which has, started doing the rounds. Green crackers.
Yeah.
It's been launched recently. For the benefit of our viewers, tell us what green crackers are exactly.
Putting it very simply, green crackers are reduced emission crackers. They have typical pyrotechnic compositions, like they have the fuel, they have the oxidizers, and they have the binders for structural integrity. And the end effect is, of course, light and heat generation, based on which different type of crackers are designed. Well, if we talk in the language for a layman to understand, then green crackers are environmentally benign by design.
Okay.
And what are we trying to say with that is that the environmental footprint of these green crackers is quite low as compared to the conventional cracker. And that is why one very important thing which is emerging as far as green cracker is the fact that it is more of a pollution prevention measure. Okay? And it goes with the concept or philosophy of prevention is better than cure. Yes. Okay? So green crackers are primarily pollution prevention measure rather than waste remediation. Okay? So from that point of view, we personally feel that green crackers are very important, and the word green definitely signifies environment. Yes, environment as well as harmony. Okay,
that's true. Yeah. Mr. Pathak, as far as conventional crackers are concerned, we've all grown up with them. It used to be great fun using these crackers during Diwali. We used to start much before Diwali would come. Tell us, how these colors and patterns are formed in these crackers. I'm talking about conventional crackers as well.
Yeah, definitely. Any crackers need some binder, some fuel, some oxidizer. This is the basic ingredient of any crackers.
Yeah.
So with those, if we talk about the conventional the colors making in the conventional crackers,
yeah.
So colors are coming from addition of certain other chemicals, which is having a property to emit some lights, and those lights are colored.
Okay.
Mostly. In a chemistry, if we talk about in a periodic table, the transitional metals are used for producing colors. All the transitional metals like copper, the nickel, the chromium, these are having some property of color. So those metals, with some combination of a compound, is being impregnated into the crackers along with this oxidizer, fuel, and these binders.
Okay.
So, and when it bursts, so those energy level of those compounds are getting is getting excited, it is emitting some colors, some fluorescence, some luminescence. So this is showing a color. So either it's green or a conventional cracker, if you have to have a color, you have to go with those chemicals.
Okay. Yeah. Dr. Rayulu, as far as these new set of crackers, green crackers are concerned, how different are they in composition, in material and usage from the conventional crackers?
Okay, I think there are three questions to it, so we'll break it into three parts and answer. Well, as far as the composition is concerned, the composition is almost similar to the conventional formulations, except for the fact that in the green crackers, we are using certain additives which are safe and inert. Now, because of the use of these additives, it has resulted in substantial reduction in the use of chemicals which is typically being used in the conventional cracker. And in addition to that, these additives have certain functionalities associated with them, because of which we are having substantial reduction in the particulate matter as well as the gaseous emissions. As far as the composition is concerned, now when we talk about the working principle, if we go by the definition of pyrotechnics or the pyrotechnic formulations, these are usually mixtures of chemicals which have self-sustained and self-contained exothermic chemical reactions, which leads to the generation of light and heat. Now, it is these properties which is being exploited in different type of firecrackers. Okay, so like if you exploit heat and gas in a suppressed way, it leads to sound emitting cracker. As far as light generation is concerned, then it leads to a category of light emitting crackers like flower pot, chakkar, pencil, so on and so forth. So this is the working principle, and it is the same in both the cases, in conventional as well as the green cracker. So that the compositionally they are the same except for the addition of additives. In the case of green crackers, the working principle is the same. And the third aspect definitely which is there in your mind is how are the green crackers different and why do they perform? Why is the environmental footprint lower than the conventional cracker? They have a lot of functionalities associated with them. First thing is the additives which we have identified are having the potential for releasing water and air, in the sense that those additives can be in the hydrated form and they'll never release water on their own unless they are ignited or unless heat is given to them. First thing. Second thing is we have identified a set of additive which can give a combination of water and air, which is very interesting. If you realize that water will suppress the dust, and if you are releasing oxygen, obviously you are diluting the gaseous emissions.
That's true.
So this is how the green crackers are quite different in the sense that they are able to reduce the emissions, but at the same time they are compositionally same, so that the manufacturers do not have to go for any kind of major upheaval or major changes in the conventional setups.
Right. We'll continue this discussion about green crackers. It's time now for a quick break. Well, time for a quick break now.
India Science is an internet-based science TV channel initiated by the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, implemented and managed by Vigyan Prasar. India Science on the URL www.indiascience.in is a bilingual channel with content in Hindi and English. It can be accessed on any internet-enabled device. This video platform is dedicated to science and technology knowledge dissemination with a strong commitment to spreading scientific awareness, especially with Indian perspectives, ethos and cultural context. The India Science mobile app can be downloaded from the Google Play Store and Apple Store.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching our program Green Crackers, Green Diwali. Let's continue our discussion with our experts. Dr. Sadhana, we have always seen over the decades, whenever a new technology is introduced, when it comes, it's much costly and expensive. And that is one reason why it is not, widely used and all. How about green crackers? How economical are green crackers?
Yeah, that's a very good point. In fact, when we started with this project of reduced emission crackers, the first thing which we kept in our mind is that whatever the changes we make in the formulations, the cost should not increase. So obviously we try to replace with chemicals and additives which were having cost at par with the chemicals which were being used. Okay, so for that we used our knowledge of materials as well as chemicals and listed out chemicals and materials which would be at par in functionality and then in cost. Okay, that was the first screening which we did at our end. Now coming to the realistic scenario, let's take for an example, as I said, we are reducing we are using additives to the tune of about 50 to 70% in the cracker. So obviously we are reducing the usage of chemicals. Okay. Now, if you go by the cost of the chemicals, aluminium is somewhere around 250 rupees per kg. Potassium nitrate is to the tune of about 55 to 60 rupees per kg, and let's say a zeolite which we are using, it's costing 40 rupees. Okay, so it's simple mathematics that the cost will definitely not be higher than the conventional cracker.
Okay.
If we go in for
So that's an achievement.
Yes,
in a
yes,
sense.
that was the underlying thing which was always kept in our mind when we initiated this project, that it should not have any repercussions on the cost of the conventional cracker. So besides having very encouraging feature of reduced environmental footprint, the cost is definitely not higher than the conventional cracker.
Mr. Pathak, to talk about the regulatory aspects also, give us some idea, means how crackers are permitted by the Central Pollution Control Board and also by the courts. The High Court and the Supreme Court have come out very heavily on pollution, especially in these times. So what is the regulatory aspect of using crackers?
As you know, the problem of this effect of crackers busting during Diwali is basically a problem of northern India, basically.
Okay.
So, and certain problem, and it is getting aggravated due to the conducive meteorological conditions. Even. So already we are having a season of that new crop, the stubble burning case.
Yes.
And then the meteorology temperature is going down. So mixing
Wind speeds are
wind
low.
speed is low.
Low.
Mixing height is going down. So whatever we emit in the ground, it is going to stay there for some times.
Yeah.
So it has aggravated the case, and then the Supreme Court took over the cases in 2015, and then step by step some directions came from Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court, and then the cracker. Regarding the cracker, CPCB is not approving or disapproving any crackers,
Okay.
because it is the authority of only the PESO.
Yes, okay.
So they are approving the manufacturing quality of crackers and all these things.
But do you set limits, like
But,
say the sound
yeah.
limit?
Yeah, see, the crackers means, if we discuss about crackers, we should know that the crackers might be having two types, so fireworks and firecrackers.
Yeah.
Light emitting this fireworks. And this is being used also out by the armies also. Not only the public use, some fireworks are already permitted also.
Okay.
So, and the crackers, the sound busting crackers. The busting crackers, we have set the standards for the busting crackers. They basically, busting crackers set a standard of I think 125 dBA.
Okay. Decibels.
Decibels.
So it should be less than that.
Less than that. Okay. And for the peak burst, it is, the noise level is being monitored in frequency weightage.
Okay.
That is, frequency weightage A is one frequency, which are audible frequency, and another some noise are being monitored in C frequency. It is beyond the audible
Which
frequency.
is not audible to human beings.
It is not audible to human beings. So whenever
But still be having a deleterious effect, a bad impact on our health. Okay.
Definitely, because this is higher than that audible frequency.
Okay.
So it is having more. So the peak frequency, peak noise, and the A-weighted noise, both are standardized. One is 125 dBA, another is 145 dBA for the peaks. Okay. And the crackers means the crackers are certified according to that. So whatever this within the limit, they will be certified. Okay. Another point, it's interesting point to note. For the garland crackers, CPCB took, and Honorable Supreme Court took heavily on that joint crackers or the garland crackers, as per the recommendation of CPCB, definitely. The reason is that
which go off serially for a long time.
Okay. There is a formula again. One single cracker will have the same dB of 125. If we joined it, then they'll have to apply another formula. If we joined it, so the time duration is increasing. That's why the individual crackers has to go below that 125 with the formula of 5 into log
N.
into n.
Okay.
N means number of joint crackers. So another case is this laddi, this joint crackers. It creates really a nuisance for a longer period. Then the waste, it is living in the earth. It is getting swept out in the next morning, and until then, till it is getting burned somewhere else, it is adding another source of pollution.
Yeah.
That's why it is
solid
banned.
waste. Yeah.
So solid waste. And the regulatory aspects, another thing is the color generating crackers.
Okay.
They are using metals. So out of the metals being used for different colors, we found that 3 metals having inhalation toxicity, some inhalation poisonous criteria. So according to that, we have submitted to Honorable CPC, we have submitted to Honorable Supreme Court, the iron, aluminium and barium. It is having inhalation toxicity, so some control should be there, and we
Should
have
be imposed
prescribed
on it, yeah.
some short-term standard for this one.
Okay, fine. Ma'am, as far as NEERI is concerned, did NEERI take into account the regulations of the CPCB also in designing these crackers, and especially the noise level? Like we spoke about the emissions.
Yeah.
How about the noise level? Like, did you test and did you go for those which are within that noise level limit?
I would like to share in this context that NEERI has built up 2 state-of-art facilities at our institute. First is the emission testing facility with the methodology for which was ratified by Dr. Abhijit Pathak as well as Professor Sethi from IIT Mumbai. So that is as far as emission testing is concerned. And secondly, for noise testing also, we have a state-of-art facility, and as you were saying, there are well-defined CPCB guidelines as far as the noise levels are concerned, and there is also a way in which it has to be monitored. There is a 4-meter distance from which this noise level has to be monitored. So we have created a noise testing facility and noise testing platform over there, wherein we go in for these testings and we definitely see to it that it does not exceed 125.
Okay, so even people using those or bursting those crackers have to stand 4 meters away. Means that is the ideal optimum.
Normally
optimum distance?
the cracker is kept at the center, and the measurement is done radially at a distance of about 4 meters. Yeah.
Okay.
And even PESO, the FRDC is also testing this cracker before giving the approval also.
Yeah.
Okay.
They are also testing.
So there are checks and
Yeah,
balances
yeah,
in place. Well, time for another very quick break. But when we come back from the break, we'll continue our discussion. Well, time for a quick break now.
India Science is an internet-based science TV channel initiated by the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, implemented and managed by Vigyan Prasar. India Science on the URL www.indiascience.in is a bilingual channel with content in Hindi and English. It can be accessed on any internet-enabled device. This video platform is dedicated to science and technology knowledge dissemination with a strong commitment to spreading scientific awareness, especially with Indian perspectives, ethos and cultural context. The India Science mobile app can be downloaded from the Google Play Store and Apple Store.
Welcome back. You're watching our special program Green Crackers, Green Diwali, and let's continue our discussion with our guests. Dr. Sadhana, as far as the launch is concerned, with much fanfare, Union Minister launching green crackers for the people of this country, especially for the kids. Tell us about how this entire arrangement went, and about the agreement which the manufacturer, because that is very crucial. Unless the manufacturers come forward and voluntarily to manufacture these green crackers, you won't have availability.
this project of reduced emission firecrackers was initiated way back in January 2018, basically because our Minister of Science and Technology, who's also Vice President of CSIR, exhorted the CSIR community that we should come out with solutions. Not only for the environmental problems which are associated, but also the livelihood of nearly 5 lakh people is dependent on these firecrackers. So we should try to find a solution and regulate the firecrackers in such a way that we can continue with this chemical firecrackers, which is very closely associated with our community. So we initiated this project, and we came up with the green crackers, and we thought it would be a very good thing if it is launched by our minister, because it was definitely his brainchild that this project was initiated, and it was taken up by CSIR. So it was launched on 5th of October, wherein our minister has introduced all these crackers to the different visitors, the dignitaries, press, media, and the manufacturers who attended the program. Now, coming to the agreements and the acceptance of the manufacturers, well, I'm very happy to share with you that we have more than 165 NDAs, that is non-disclosure agreements, signed with the fireworks manufacturers across the country. And we have about 250 MOUs, which is a general research agreement between the manufacturers and NEERI. 165 manufacturers, more than 165, the numbers are dynamic because it's growing every day, are those manufacturers who have adopted the formulations which have been developed by NEERI. And once when they have adopted those formulations, they have made the samples for trial production at their end. They've submitted the samples to NEERI, for which the emission testing has been done at our state-of-art facility, and we've issued the emission testing certificates to them. Okay, so those are about 530 emission testing certificates which have been issued to different manufacturers. Then they have gone to PISO, and PISO is the one who's the final authorizing agency which allows them to go in for the production of the green crackers.
The vast majority of these manufacturers would be there in Tamil Nadu. Sivakasi is known for crackers.
So that's one very important point I would like to say, that we have all the major players on board with us. Okay, let's say Kaleshwari, Standard, Sony, Anil Fireworks, Balaji, name it, and I think
so
all the major players and all the top brand people, they've been supporting us, not only by way of agreement signing and adopting the formulations, but yes, they've been supporting us in a lot of technical and scientific things also, because definitely they have a vast experience behind them, more than 100 years of experiences in some cases. Okay, so definitely they've been very cooperative with us in that way.
Yeah. Mr. Pathak, I want to discuss with you this particular aspect. Festive time is celebration time, and somehow we all have grown up with crackers, and we can't think without doing, we can celebrate a festival without crackers, but somehow practically, you can't think Diwali without firecrackers, without light and all. Moving ahead, in years to come, do you see a time when we can have some kind of a substitute for crackers? Maybe a laser show, maybe something else, which the scientific community comes up with, so that you have that celebratory feeling as well, and still you don't harm the environment.
Actually, the alternate fillings of crackers, alternate mechanism of crackers. Yeah. So the laser show, as you told, that Dr. Lalu has already discussing about that the e-crackers.
Yeah.
I think the mindset of the people has to be changed that way. Okay. Because acceptance of if there is no acceptance of the people. Okay. If I arrange a laser show this year, Delhi is organizing a laser show in Connaught Place, I think. So people will go and visit, but the feeling and touch with the particular personal participation may not be available.
So they'll come back and have still crackers.
Maybe they will be coming back and still have a crackers for that one.
Yeah.
So that's why the goal is to have the reduced emission crackers more and more, and this is a dynamic process. This year we are starting with 30% reduction. Tomorrow we might be going for other percentage of reduction will go down again. Again, the composition will change.
Right.
So that way, it's a dynamic process. We have to ensure the crackers without pollution, it's not possible.
That's true. That's true.
It has to be ensured that the reduced emission crackers is available in market.
I was exactly about to put that question to Dr. Sadhana as well. Moving ahead, do you see a time when we can have zero emission crackers?
As far as chemical firecrackers are concerned, I do not think zero emission cracker is possible. Zero emission cracker is possible only with e-crackers, for which one of our sister laboratories, CD Pilani, is definitely working on it. But as rightly said by Dr. Pathak, we can achieve higher emission reduction. We are at 30 to 35. We are already working on 50 to 70, and we are very confident. Yeah, we are very confident that in the coming year we will come up with solutions showing 50 to 70% reduction in the green crackers, and then of course we should try for almost smokeless. That does not mean zero. It still means that it would be in the range of 70 to 80%. So those are the targets which we have set for ourselves,
and you're working
towards
it.
Yes, and it is scientifically very challenging to the community, and we are all in it. Yeah, we are trying our best.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
On that optimistic note, it's time to wind up this special program. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. And with that, we come to the end of this special program, Green Crackers, Green Diwali. Thank you so much for joining us, and do give us your feedbacks. So that's it in this edition, and we wish you a very safe, happy and prosperous Diwali. Goodbye.